Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So obviously we are all about the color today. Wet n Wild just released their Flights of Fancy limited edition collection for summertime. I saw this display, I about passed out. Like, I had to get my hands on these. Now I picked up one of the blushes, one of the eyeshadow quads, and then two of the glosses. But within the entire collection, I believe there's 3 eyeshadow quads, 3 blushes, 5 glosses, a couple eyeliners, some setting spray, and some lip scrub. And if you go onto the Wet n Wild website, you can actually buy a box filled with the majority of each of these color selections. It's $34.99, and then a portion of the proceeds benefits the Los Angeles Audubon Society, which I think is really, really cool. So we're gonna go ahead and apply all this stuff to my face. I'm gonna talk you through it. I'm gonna talk about some of the things I loved, some of the things I hated. So if you're interested in watching, stay tuned. So the quad that I grabbed is called Flock Party, and mainly it was because this color here was totally calling my name. I felt like it was a very unique, like, magenta with some purple kick to it. And all 3 of these are shimmer shades. The only one that's not is that shade at the bottom, the transition. That is a matte. So it's that brow bone, that pinky shade that is not super pigmented. Everything else looks pretty good. I mean, I've seen better, but this was like, I think $2.99. So, you know. And I'm taking just a blending brush from It Cosmetics. Going to dip right in there. Whoa! Can you see that? Look at all that powder. Oh. Whoa, okay. That's a lot. Even for $2.99, that's a lot. But let's go ahead and fluff that into the crease. That literally is the fallout that was on my pants after just applying the transition color. And I wanted to build that transition shade up, so I did put on a second layer. Then I took my MAC 217 into the magenta color, and I have to say, I was really surprised at how much I had to build this color up because it looked amazing in the pan, but it was not very pigmented. So just applying it to the outer portion of my crease, and then slowly dragging the product, diffusing and blending it out with circular motions. So once I got it built up to the intensity I wanted, without putting any more pigment on the brush, I just dragged it towards the inner corner of my eye very, very gently to add a little bit more definition. Then I took some more pigment on the flat end of the brush to deepen up my outer lid. And then I just buffed out the edges. So then I took a flat shader brush, dipped it into that gold shade, hit it with some setting spray, and applied it to the center of my lid. And then I took that same brush, dipped it into the pink, hit it with some setting spray again, applied it to the inner portion on my actual lid. Totally forgot to film it, but I just could not get it to build up. I put mascara and eyeliner on, and I have to say I'm feeling like Gem. Truly, truly, truly outrageous for those of you that remember that cartoon from the 80s. Amazing cartoon. I went back in and I really tried to build up that magenta color, which on me is pulling hot pink. Fine. Because, you know, honestly, if I'm using shadows like these, I can't even get this open. If I'm using a palette like this, I'm not going for subtle. There's nothing subtle I'm trying to create with this look. Like, I want drama, I want a little bit of craziness. I kind of want to look like I'm waiting to go into Studio 54. So I did build up this deeper color, and you're really not seeing the pink on the inner corner, which is kind of disappointing. But I will say, like, even upstairs I was swatching it, and there's just hardly any pigment at all to it. I mean, you saw what we were dealing with earlier. It's just not there. So moving on to blush, there literally was 1 left out of the 3. I got the shade Hummingbird Hype, which online really looks very corally, but frankly in person is more of like, oh my gosh, I can't get these open. Okay, now it's looking corally here too. In person it's looking corally too. In the store it was looking kind of taupey. I have to say that. It was looking taupey, but I guess I'm lying. But this is super, super cute. I love the hummingbird embossing on the blush. Now this, they market it just as like a straight up blush, but I saw Kathleen Lights talking about these products and she was calling them a blush topper. So I think that's what I'm gonna do because there's a lot of shimmer shimmer in this. So I actually off camera just popped a little bit of the Catrice Strobing blush in the shade Mrs. Summer Peach onto my cheeks. And now I'm going to go in with that same brush into the Hummingbird Hype from Wet n Wild. Very pretty. Here are the glosses swatched. So top to bottom, that is Lovebird Affair, then Featherless, then Pout of Paradise, Fly Gal, and Shut the Pluck Up. But the two I grabbed were the shades Lovebird Affair, and then I got the shade Featherless because these are the two realistically I would wear most of all anyway. But what I really liked is when I was swatching them, liked the formula, but also I loved these combined. It created the perfect pink, which I'm gonna do today. That's one swipe. That's beautiful. And these glosses, the consistency I really like. They don't feel too goopy. They don't feel too like they have too much of a slip. They just feel really, really nice. This applicator is a dream come true. It really lets you like get in tight. And now I'm just gonna top this off with Featherless, but I'm going to put it on my finger so I don't muck up the applicator. Ooh, I am loving, oh, I just put that through my hair. No! I forgot I had swatches on the back of my hand. Sweet, good job. All right, so this is the completed look, and I have to say, like, it's not something I'd run out of the house every day wearing, but once in a while when you're in the mood, I like it. My favorite products so far are definitely the glosses. Love the blush slash blush topper. I'm not sure about this quad just because I feel like I had to do a lot of work to build up the color. I still can't open the pan. That transition shade was so dusty and had a ton of fallout. And then the pink shade, I can't like get any pigment out of it. So in any event, we're gonna see how this wears throughout the day and I'll do a couple check-ins and see you guys in a little bit. Okay, doing a quick check-in because this lip gloss is really what I wanna talk about. It's been on my lips now for about 4 hours and I just had lunch, dessert, I was drinking some water. Keep in mind, I did not put a lip liner on. So this stuff, not only has it not bled, and granted, while most of the initial pigment has worn off, the gloss portion is still on my lips. Like it literally feels so good and hydrating on the lips. I wish that Wet n Wild would make this part of their permanent collection and come out with like 48 colors. It's amazing. And everything else has held up really, really well. So I guess I will just check in one more time at the end of the day. So final check-in, my thoughts are that I think all these products are totally worth trying. I realize I forgot to give you the prices. Sorry about that. The lip glosses are $3.99 each. The lip toppers are $4.99. I'm sorry, the blush toppers are $4.99 and then the quads are $2.99. The one product I feel the least impressed by is definitely the eyeshadow quad, simply because in the pan, those colors look amazing in terms of pigment, and then to put them on my eye required so much effort, and again, that pink brow bone shade and the transition shade were just so light, they basically washed out on my lid. But again, you're talking about $3, so if you decide to try any of these products, leave me a comment below, let me know what you thought, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.